You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Welcome back to I'm Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and man, we have a true honor today. We have a special guest. We have journalist Kenneth R. Rosen. He has a new book. It came out 2 days ago. It is Polar War, Submarines, Spies, and the Struggle for Power in Melting Arctic. First and foremost, sir, welcome to the show. How you doing today, man?
Hey, Shamaya. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, I want to say thanks for your time and Happy New Year. But tell us a little bit about this project. What inspired you to get this started?
Yeah, I wanted to understand how climate change and the militarization of the North are creating a great power competition in the Arctic regions of the world, and what that means for the rest of us. So for the layperson, how new shipping lanes, how melting sea ice and thawing permafrost translates to our security, whether it be in the U.S. or Europe or elsewhere in the world. Too often we hear, the polar bears will be extinct and icebergs are falling into the oceans, and that just wasn't enough for me. I wanted to understand what that meant for governments and how they were taking advantage of what was causing trouble elsewhere.
When you think about the process of writing books like this, you have a very strong resume of traveling the world and getting to places that most people can't. What excites you the most when people have the opportunity to pick up this book?
Well, there's a lot of takeaways apart from climate change. There are a lot of books about climate change in the Arctic, and I wanted to show the effects of that climate change, right? To really give people a closer look at what people are doing because of climate change, not, shoring up their shorelines or moving away from their coastal communities to more higher ground. I wanted to show how the militaries are responding and how governments are responding. But I think maybe your listeners might be keen to know that there are 2 Easter eggs within the book, if they can find it. There's a recipe for reindeer sausage, and there's also a hidden chapter on a whale that was recruited as a Russian spy. So all reasons to pick up Polar War if they come across it and want to learn more about what's going on in the Arctic.
Understanding what is going on in the communities as well. How does the Polar War recenter their voices, and what do you believe they understand, the world's leaders don't understand more than they do?
I think with the recent news coming out of Greenland and President Trump saying that he wants to take over the sovereign island, which is controlled by Denmark, I think readers should understand that the communities who are based in the Arctic, the 2.5 million or so who live above the Arctic Circle, have been facing multiple struggles over the last 10, 20 years, whether it be from climate change or external actors like Russia or China seeking to gain territory, or simply just their own governments not paying attention to their needs and allowing them to build an economy of scale. Especially in the cases of Canada and Denmark, reparations for the Indigenous populations who have long been neglected and mistreated. These are things that are ongoing and only now reaching a fore in the news, but it's something that I think readers will appreciate has not just come out of nowhere. It's been threatening to rise above for a while.
Once again, listen, I'm Refocused Radio, talking to our guest today, Kenneth R. Rosen. Go to his website, kennethrrosen.com. Get a copy of his book. It's available right now on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and it is titled Polar War. You don't want to miss this. Real quick for you, many readers will probably say, why should I care if I live thousands of miles away? What does the Arctic instability mean for global security, supply chains, or even everyday technology?
Well, for one, new shipping lanes could potentially shorten the journey of commercial vessels by 10 to 15 days, which could mean that your Amazon orders cost less. Or if crab populations keep having to travel farther north as the water warms, then your lobster prices are going to go up. So there's a lot of things that are going to be in flux. And those are just 2 small examples of how the impact in the lower latitudes in New York and Florida and Texas and San Antonio, things like that will reach out and touch you, even though it's happening so far removed.
When you think about U.S. leadership, if you had the opportunity to give a briefing to lawmakers in one sentence or paragraph, what would you tell them as far as what they could be doing and what they cannot afford to ignore?
I would cherish that opportunity, Shemaya, and I would say that the U.S. competency in the high north and Alaska and the rest of the Arctic regions around the world is deplorable, and we need to work alongside our allies, Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, with those countries who are already performing very well in those regions, both diplomatically and militarily, and to learn from them and not become bellicose and turn away from the people that can help us become better.
And lastly, when you think about opportunities after people are informed with this book, after everything that you saw and reported on, what are you most hopeful for as far as the concern about this and how this story could end?
I'm most hopeful that the European Union and Denmark and Canada can come together, along with Greenland, to stand up against the rhetoric that's coming out of Washington. I think for too long we've allowed President Trump to threaten the transatlantic partnership, to put our allies at risk when we have bigger and better fights that need attention, and this isn't one of them.
Once again, talking to Kenneth R. Rosen. Go to his website, KennethRRosen.com, and get a copy of his book. Polar War is available anywhere you can get a book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And once again, I want to say thanks for your time this morning, and you have a good one, man.
Ryan, thanks so much.